A tribute to Jim Lovell, commander of courage. Born in Cleveland in 1928, Jim Lovell was a boy who looked up, not just at the stars but beyond them. He built model rockets, earned his Eagle Scout badge, and dreamed of flight. That dream carried him through the Navy's Flying Midshipman program, into the cockpit of fighter jets, and eventually to the edge of the cosmos. By the time he joined NASA in 1962, Lovell had already proven himself as a top-tier test pilot. But space demanded more than skill. It demanded nerve, vision, and the ability to lead when everything goes wrong. The man who orbited the moon before anyone else. Lovell flew 4 missions, more than any astronaut before him. On Gemini 7, he mastered the art of rendezvous. On Gemini 12, he perfected spacewalking techniques. On Apollo 8, he became one of the first humans to orbit the moon, witnessing the haunting beauty of Earthrise. But it was Apollo 13 that etched his name into legend. In the vast silence of space, where Earth is but a blue marble hanging in the void, one voice echoed through history. "Houston, we have a problem." It wasn't panic. It wasn't fear. It was calm, measured resolve. It was Jim Lovell, the successful failure that defined a hero. 2 days into the mission, an oxygen tank exploded. The lunar landing was aborted. The crew was stranded in space, their lives hanging by a thread. Lovell didn't flinch. He rerouted power, conserved resources, and navigated a crippled spacecraft around the moon and back to Earth. He didn't just survive, he led. NASA called it a successful failure. The world called it a miracle. And at the center of it all was Smilin' Jim, the man whose steady hand and sharp mind turned catastrophe into triumph. A life beyond the stars. After retiring in 1973, Lovell didn't chase fame. He built businesses, served on boards, and co-authored Lost Moon, the memoir that became the film Apollo 13. Tom Hanks, who portrayed him, later said, "Jim was driven by a passion for exploration, not fame." He received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the Congressional Space Medal of Honor, and countless accolades. But his greatest legacy was intangible: leadership under pressure, optimism in crisis, courage in the unknown. The final orbit. Jim Lovell passed away on August 7, 2025, at age 97. NASA mourned a pioneer. The world remembered a hero. And somewhere, beyond the stars he once sailed, his spirit continues to orbit, a beacon for every explorer who dares to dream.